Hi there, and welcome to Faith in 5, where we believe you can build your faith in 5 minutes. I'm your host, Reggie Wilson, and we have another exciting episode for you. Today's episode, we're going to continue in the Beatitudes. So we're going to be doing some reading. It's going to pick up in Matthew 5, starting in verse 13, and it's entitled The Salt and Light. And if you know anything about the Beatitudes, it's all about character. Around this time, Jesus is on a mountainside and he's teaching his disciples. And he's just laying it all out on how you should be living your life. Now, we're going to pick up in Matthew 5, starting in verse 13. And again, it's salt and light. It says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." This is another amazing passage in the Beatitudes, Matthew 5:13. You know, it's entitled The Salt and the Light. Now, it compares us to salt. And when you think about salt, you think about your food. Imagine you put salt on food and it doesn't taste like salt. That's crazy. Think about that great piece of steak. Or for you vegans out there, those vegetables that you put together and you put the salt on it and it tastes bland. It's no good. Imagine you have a container of salt up in your cabinet and you sprinkle on it. You want to season your food so it can taste well. But then you taste absolutely nothing. And that's what Jesus refers to, salt losing its saltiness. It's good for nothing. But that's not who we are. He goes on to talk about, if you have a light and this light is in the house and you put the light under the bowl, it's not going to do anything. Who's going to see it? But when you put that light on in a house and it's not under the bowl, it brings light throughout the whole house so we can see. You see, these references are talking about us and who we need to be for God. It says, let your light shine. Now, what is that light? That light is you and me. It's what's inside us. We are examples of Jesus. We are made and created in his image. And he wants that light that's inside of us, which is in it, what we're looking at right now in the Beatitudes, to shine to the world. Now, as I go on, I just want to share a real brief story. And, one day I was driving my car. And as I was driving my car, the whole road looked dark. I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't see anything. It was just very difficult for me. And I was like, something's not right. And I'm driving. And the whole road was blank. So I get to the stoplight. And I'm at the stoplight. And then I'm sitting there. And the road still looks dark to me. So somebody starts flashing their light at me. And I'm like, why are they flashing their light at me? So the light turns green and I start to go. So I get to the next light. I stop there. Somebody else starts flashing their light at me. I'm like, what's going on? Why everybody keeps flashing their light at me? Doesn't know. So I start to drive down more. And as I drive down and I get to another light, I'm stopped there. Somebody pulls up right beside of me and beats their horn and looks at me and says, hey. I said, hey, hi, how are you? They said, your lights are off. Oh, I get it now. That's why everyone was trying to reach out to me, because my lights are off. So once I turned the lights on, everything was bright. I was able to see the road, and it was great, right? But you see, that's the point here. You see, we got to make sure our light is on, our light of our lives, so it can shine and we can glorify God with it. So make sure your light's on. And how is your lights on? By being in the Word and sharing the Word and being an example to others.